Hello and welcome to Top Stories today. The Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria has announced the reopening of runway 18L 36-hour at Murtala Mohammed Airport in Lagos following a temporary closure caused by a Dana airplane skidding off the runway yesterday, Tuesday. The UN's human rights chief has said he is horrified by the destruction of Gaza's Nasara and Al-Shifa hospitals and the reports of mass graves being found at the site after Israeli raids. Former Super Eagles goalkeeper Ike Shomu has charged the Super Eagles, Super Falcons of Nigeria to be focused and resilient to survive in their group at the 2024 Olympic Games in Paris. Welcome to News Hour this hour on TV Sapiencia with me, Chioma Victor. We begin. The Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria has announced the reopening of runway 18L 36-hour at Murtala Mohammed Airport in Lagos, following a temporary closure caused by a Dana airplane skidding off the runway yesterday, Tuesday. This was disclosed in a press release signed by the Director of Public Affairs and Consumer Protection FAN, Obegili Ora, on Wednesday. According to the statement, the FAN Operations Divisions and the Nigerian Airspace Management Agency have jointly inspected the runway surface and deemed it safe for the resumption of operations. FAN acknowledged that the area affected by the overshoot was significantly muddy, necessitating extensive cleaning efforts to restore safety. Away from that, the Federal Ministry of Finance has recovered over 57 billion naira from the 5.2 trillion naira debt owed by ministries, departments and agencies to the federal government. The Director of Special Project, Federal Ministry of Finance, Aisha Omar, disclosed this in Enugu yesterday, Tuesday, during a one-day workshop on the federal government debt recovery drive through the Project Lighthouse program for the Southeast Zone. Declaring the event open, Omar, represented by the Deputy Director of Special Project in the ministry, Mrs. Bridget Morlock, revealed that the debts came to the spotlight from data aggregated from over 5,000 debtors across more than 93 MDAs. Though she claimed more recoveries had been made, she could, however, not provide the data. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission on Tuesday urged Justice Emeka Nwite of the Federal High Court Abuja to deny the bail application of the detained Binance Holdings Limited executive Tigran Gambaryan. The anti-graft agency said it was too risky to admit the foreigner to bail, noting the escape of his co-defendant Nadim Anjawala from the custody of the National Security Advisor and his escape to Kenya. Besides, the prosecuting counsel for the FCC, Emeka Ihanacho, told the court that the anti-graft agency uncovered an alleged plot by Gambaryan to obtain a new passport to facilitate his escape from Nigeria after the EFCC had seized his passport. Gambaryan, his fleeing colleague Anjawali, and Binance Holdings Limited are being prosecuted by the FCC on money laundering charges. The Nigerian Copyright Commission has dedicated this year's World Book and Copyright Day to the Nobel laureate Professor Wole Soyinka and named July 13 the National Reading Day to mark the 90th birthday of the literary icon. This was disclosed by the Director General NCC, John Asen, in a statement wherein he also stressed the importance of allowing individuals to read in their preferred manner and location. The Commission urged stakeholders in Nigeria's book industry to recognize July 13 as Nigeria's National Reading Day, coinciding with the 90th birthday celebration of the literary icon. The World Book and Copyright Day is set aside every April 23 by the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization to focus on books, celebrate authors, promote reading, encourage non-discriminatory access to knowledge, and raise copyright awareness. The theme for this year's World Book and Copyright Day is Read Your Way. Away from that, we move to Kaduna State, where the State Commissioner for Health, Hajia Omar Ahmed, has been told that nurses and midwives in the state were abandoning the hospitals for lack of proper welfare package. The chairman, Nurses and Midwives, Kaduna State Chapter, Comrade Ishaku Yakubu, made the disclosure on Saturday during the Nurses and Midwives Annual General Meeting, which was held at the Asa Pyramid Hotel in Kaduna. However, he commended the Kaduna State Governor for his pledge to revamp 6 general hospitals in the state while calling for the recruitment of more nurses and midwives across the state. The wife of the president, Senator Oloremi Tinubu, on Tuesday yesterday expressed concerns about the rate of which school children, particularly girls, are dropping out of school in the country. She said it was her desire to see young girls and women who dropped out of school due to unplanned pregnancies, cultural barriers, economic and financial reasons return to school. The president's wife spoke in Oshobo, Osun State during the turning of sod ceremony of the alternative high school for girls. She recalled that she introduced the idea for the establishment of an alternative high school for girls, which was accepted and utilized by the Lagos State Ministry of Education in 2007 during her husband's tenure as the governor of Lagos State. She said Osun State was chosen as a site for the school through a raffle draw and commended Governor Ademola Adeleke for donating land for the project. The federal government has said that it will prioritize manufacturing, agriculture and healthcare sectors in the implementation of the import duty exemption scheme. Mr. Wale Edun, the Minister of Finance and the Coordinating Minister of the Economy, who announced this in Abuja yesterday, also said that an incentive monitoring and evaluation platform will be integrated into the scheme to ensure its transparency. The introduction of the monitoring platform, Edun said, would raise the bar of efficiency of the program. The Director of Information and Public Relations of the Ministry, Mr. Mohammed Ghana, quoted the minister as saying, "This administration is determined to stimulate growth through incentives to the real sectors of the economy. The IDEC program strategically reduces import duty burdens for priority sectors and curbs tax revenue loss." The U.S. Senate has approved $95 billion, that's 76 billion euros, a foreign aid package that includes military support for Ukraine, Israel and Taiwan. President Joe Biden is expected to sign the legislation into law today, Wednesday. The Senate on Tuesday evening backed the measure passed by the U.S. House of Representatives on Saturday. It includes $61 billion in military aid for Ukraine, which the Pentagon says can start being delivered to the war-torn nation within days. It passed in a bipartisan vote of 79 to 18. The UN's human rights chief has said he is horrified by the destruction of Gaza's Nasser and Al-Shifa hospitals and the report of mass graves being found at the site after Israeli raids. Volker Turk called for independent investigations into the deaths. A Palestinian official said they had exhumed 283 bodies at Nasser, some with their hands tied. It is not clear how they died or when they were buried. Israel's military said claims that it buried bodies were baseless, but it didn't say that during a 2-week operation at a hospital in the city of Khan Yunis in February, troops examined bodies buried by Palestinians in place where intelligence indicated the possible presence of hostages. Tens of thousands of people took to the streets of Argentinian capital Buenos Aires on Tuesday to protest against cuts to public universities. Pictures from the city showed marchers dancing, playing musical instruments and holding banners calling for education funding to be protected. The country's president, Javier Milei, came to office last year promising to bring its finances under control with sweeping cuts to the public sector. His government has kept university funding this year at the same level as in 2023, despite inflation having reduced the real value of the budget by as much as 80%. Director of the University of Buenos Aires, Ricardo Galpi, has warned that the institution may have to shut down within 3 months unless it receives more funding. In sport right now, Kai Havertz and Ben White scored twice as Arsenal condemned Chelsea to a 5-0 defeat yesterday Tuesday as a surge ahead in the Premier League title race and ramp up the pressure on Liverpool and Manchester. Leandro Trossard was also on target for the Gunners, who moved 3 points clear of Liverpool and 4 of Manchester. The destiny of the title remains in City's hands, as the defending champions have 2 games in hand. Liverpool have also played 1 fewer game than Arsenal and are in action at Everton in the Merseyside derby on Wednesday. However, Mikel Arteta's men's goal difference advantage now looks unassailable. Should they become decisive in the title race? Chelsea and Arsenal's title rivals were dealt a huge blow before kickoff as the Blues' dangerman Cole Palmer was ruled out due to sickness. Former Super Eagles goalkeeper Ike Shoromu has charged the Super Falcons of Nigeria to be focused and resilient to survive in their group at the 2024 Olympic Games in Paris. Nigeria's Super Falcons are in Group C, dubbed the Group of Death, due to its formidable lineup of opponents. The group included World and UEFA Nations League champion Spain, Asian powerhouse Japan, and the renowned Samba Queens of Brazil. Shoromu, in an interview with newsmen in Lagos, also tasked the technical crew to be careful in their selection of players. He urged them to beware of aged players to ensure brilliant performances at the Games. Jannik Sinner on Tuesday dismissed the idea that he is the best player in the world right now. Sinner said he should not be compared to his fellow top 3 rivals, Novak Djokovic and Carlos Alcaraz. The Italian world #2 can come within touching distance of the top-ranked Djokovic in the standings should he triumph in Madrid this fortnight, and he arrives in the Spanish capital brimming with confidence and carrying an impressive 25-2 win-loss record for the season. The reigning Australian Open champion, who owns a tour leading 3 titles in 2024, is ranked #1 in the ATP's race to Turin and is 1,650 points ahead of second-placed Daniil Medvedev. With our story on Jannik Sinner, we wrap it up on the news this hour. A quick reminder of our top stories. We told you that the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria has announced the reopening of runway 18L and 36R at Murtala Mohammed Airport in Lagos, following a temporary closure caused by a Dana airplane skidding off the runway yesterday, Tuesday. The UN's human rights chief has said he is horrified by the destruction of Gaza's Nasser and Al-Shifa hospitals and the reports of mass graves being found at the site after Israeli raids. Former Super Eagles goalkeeper Ike Shoromu has charged the Super Falcons of Nigeria to be focused and resilient to survive in their group at the 2024 Olympic Games in Paris. That's it on News Hour this hour. On behalf of the entire editorial production and news crew, my name is Choma Victor. Stay with us on TV Sapienza. We have other programs to ensure that you enjoy the rest of our transmission. I'll return again at 4 p.m. for live news hour. And in the interim, do have a smashing day ahead of you. Stay with us.